for Onic, right? Or was it...
Game 1, red side for Onic. Game 2, blue side for Onic.
Ah, okay. So still 50-50, but they unfortunately had to lose both the games against RQ yesterday.
Wow.
We'll see how well they do this time around against TLID in our drafting phase, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G. Let's get straight into it. TLID with the Hayabusa, Phobius, and the Faramis being banned out. We do see that Fnatic Onic go for the chip, the Fanny. Do you think the Ling will be open?
Yeah, if it's not the Ling, the Juicin is going to be up for grabs as well, right? So a lot of picks here that actually has been left out. The Hylos could make its appearance. The Ling is still open. Roger, like you said, Connie. So yeah, this is an interesting move by TLID, going for the Phobius as first pick. And it'll be the Juicin leaving a lot of the picks that I said earlier. Roger, Ling, Ruby, Edith even. Let's see what TLID go for. And it is going to be the horse for the Cavalry.
Well, it seems like Fnatic Onic, they really like the Hylos, right? They can be put on the EXP and the Roman. TLID says, you know what? Let's deny that pick away from the side of Onic.
It does seem like that's the case right now. And Fnatic Onic now, do you think Roger, do you think they're still going to be experimenting with the Cho? That's what we saw with RQ.
Yeah, I think the Cho, I'm not too sure about the Cho here against the horse, but technically I would say Edith would be the safest choice. I don't know if they want to go for the Roger, because if you go for the Roger and you try to play around, actually they do go for the Roger, but again, the point is, if you go for the Roger, it is going to be really tough, especially if he is in the gold lane and you decide to go for an assassin to go up against the Hylos, which will be able to capitalize on a lot of the DPS that this composition has. Edith plus Roger makes way for a good Valentina pick, I think.
Valentina and what? Valentina Ruby? Valentina Harith? Do they go for a comfort pick for Aaron Shiki?
I think Valentina Nolan, actually.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
A little mix, right? Harith as well as Nolan has been secured. We know what Fabian is able to do on this Nolan, but what will Fnatic Onic go for to secure that first phase?
If they don't go for Lunox here, it's going to be real tough. Lunox would have amazing value. I don't really like the Harith pick here in the first phase, knowing that Fnatic Onic, they already have Edith and Roger. If they have the Lunox now, that should be enough to actually deal with the horse. Hylos is going to have a tough time dealing with that Lunox, but maybe that's the idea. Maybe they pick up the Harith here to bait out the Lunox, have the Lunox, Roger, and Edith target the Hylos. Once all of those cycles have been used up, Nolan and Harith come into the play. And don't forget, there is still going to be a pick for Yehezkiel and Aran. They go for Lunox as expected.
So it's still possible, right? We saw that the Lunox and the Harith, where the Harith was able to find a little bit of a better time against the Lunox. Does it not depend on how that mid trio is going to go?
Yeah, it really kind of depends there. Yesterday we saw the Edith from RRQ, and with the Lunox and Roger, Fnatic Onic decided to go for the the Vexana. So I think the Vexana could be a pretty good ban here to take away from Fnatic Onic. But remember, the more mid laners you ban here, you're also going to have to suffer the consequences, as you haven't picked a hero for Yehezkiel.
Well, it seems like for Onic, right, they definitely can have the first pick for that second phase, so maybe eyeing up like an Aurora or Vexana here just makes sense for the side of Fnatic Onic, since this Lunox is possibly going to the gold lane as well.
Here's the thing. Is it possible that the Ling can still be picked up?
Yes.
They banned out the Tigreal. It could be a setup towards the Ling, right? They can flex this Lunox into the mid lane. We've seen it work before. And you put the Roger into the gold lane.
I think so. I mean, technically the Lunox can go mid lane, but it'll be really tough. And so far, I don't think we have seen Sans on the Lunox.
This season, no.
This season, no. Gatot Kacha banned away. That was also the pick that Keyboy decided to go for as last pick just yesterday up against RQ Hoshi. Final bans from Fnatic Onic. I think Terizla will be a pretty good setup here actually for TLID if they want to flex the Hylos into the row position, but they decide to go for the Eve ban.
Zask, maybe?
Zask, Vexana, Valentina, 3 of those still up for grabs. I think TLID would much rather just leave all those open to try to get the counter matchup.
Let's see here, TLID, will they commit to another roam ban? Fnatic Onic, they definitely can pick up the Ling, just like you said. And with this Lunox pick, I really like, because it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. One can melt down the Hylos, and also it's okay, right? Favoring the side of Lunox in that gold lane against Harith. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, but that will be TLID not committing on towards a Keyboy hero. It's going to be the Lui.
Okay, so the Loyi gets banned out. That was also actually what Araki Hoshi banned out in game number 1 against Fnatic Onic. Maybe we don't know, they know something we don't know, right? In scrims, maybe they've been able to utilize this composition with the Loyi. It is the Kaja Lunox combination. Edith sent up top to the XP for Rez.
Okay, so they want pickoffs right here with the Kaja. It does just a sure lock for that one here, and perhaps Hylos not a viable target, but in some situation you can burst that Hylos down. It's just an easy 5v4, and maybe that's what Fnatic Onic is trying to do.
So what do they go for now for TLID? How do they counter this Kaja pickoff strat?
Usually when you go up against Kaja, back in the day we see Minotaur, right? That's usually the pick to go up against the Kaja. But here, do you want to go for extra aggression with the Jawhead, more reactivity with the Carmilla, or Cho? Let's see. It's the Arlet roam? Oh! No, it's Arlet XP Hylos roam. So they decide to flex the Hylos into roam. And it's a Vexana. That's a good pick, yeah, the Vexana. If the Kaja goes in, you terrify him, and the Divine Judgment won't really be able to pull you that far.
That makes sense. It will disrupt his pattern. Especially, let's say he doesn't have Flicker, or even if he does have Flicker, there is still some room for them to maneuver outside of the Divine Judgment. But now Fnatic Onic, they have to lock their last hero.
What do they need, right? They have some sort of burst and physical and magical. Maybe they some DPS in that Lunox as well.
Balance.
So they need, okay, the Valentina to neutralize some of the threats, right? Vexana, Eternal's Guard, you can copy it, and also, in some moments, Final Slash, and of course, that Glorious Pathway can come in clutch.
Exactly. There's a lot of room for creativity for the Valentina, especially in the hands of Sands. Sands. Why did I say it like that?
Come on, Sands.
Gila Sands.
Gila Sands. Will we be seeing Gila Sands today?
Or Sans.
Oh, we'll see, maybe. I don't know. It looks like with the Valentina, it does set him up to be that Gila player that we all know him for. No Vexana, no still mid laner. You need the flashy mid laners. Let's take a look at the lineup rating. Who does it favor? TLID, 0.1 counter index and 6.1 lineup rating. I will have to say, I have to agree this time around with the lineup rating.